Yesterday, I did a really fun experiment. 2 days ago, I have a rare day where there's no meetings and I just had like an open calendar. And so I put a message out to the email list of like, hey, I'm available all day. Send me your questions. Let me know what you're struggling with. What are you working on? And I got a shit ton of emails. And I literally spent all day yesterday. I got up at 4:30 this morning because I'm traveling this afternoon, and I continued to do coaching via emails. And it was a really satisfying thing. I have received so much gratitude from people whose minds were completely and totally blown. I highly recommend anybody that has a shortage of clients and customers to copy what I did, send out an email to your people in a similar fashion of like, hey, I've got time in my calendar today. If you have things that you're struggling with working on, blah, 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 shoot me an email and I will do some coaching. Because I guarantee there's going to be a bunch of sales that come from this from people that sign up for one program or another or end up hiring for coaching, a bonkers breakthrough session. Like there was just I haven't tallied up how many emails I did back and forth with yesterday, but I'm guessing at least 20 something people received coaching support. And it was all in-depth structured, this. Here's some links, here's some resources. I tried to be as useful as possible because what I've learned in my 20 years is that if we delight and inspire people, they're way more likely to stick around and way more likely to think of us when it's time to pay somebody for their services or for coaching or for a program. One of the common things that a lot of people were struggling with were just feeling like they're always behind on the ball, that they're constantly struggling to plan, structure, catch up, that everybody is kind of in this like never-ending survival struggle of like just not having a plan more than a few weeks out. And so one of the things, and this could be a powerful shift for people that this is relevant to, Cynthia, I see you nodding your head here, is like the idea of seasonal things happening, like having seasonal rhythms, choosing, like if you're going to be doing launches, what are the things that you're going to be launching in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4? I like to look at the seasons as the seasons go. So having these milestones in March, June, September, and December is usually like a winding down time for me where I just want to close off the year in style. I am just as guilty as everybody. I'm running multiple businesses and sometimes I feel like I'm flying at the seat of my pants. But there are definitely rhythms that I try to get into, and there's themes that I try to bring forward through my newsletters and storytelling and what we're doing inside the Magic Mind. And I find that to help me keep my sanity and stay more grounded and my head more above the water as the weeks and months quickly go by. Because that's the thing. If we're procrastinating, if we're distracted by shiny objects, time freaking flies. And it's really important to have these types of little rhythms. And so, we're coming up to a new season. We have June. Obviously, we can't, we're kind of if we're thinking about what do I do for the month for June, July, August, we're going to still be in that pattern. So, to give ourselves a little bit of breath, think about the September, October, November season that you want to do. September is a great month for rolling out a marketing campaign to start a program in October. This is also a great time right now in the month of June to set your future self up for success by putting out as many signature workshop emails as you possibly can. Cynthia, I mean, we're going to be doing an interview in a little while, but you just did two partnerships, 1,500 new people on your email list. How does that feel? Could you answer into the microphone? I'm sure that feels really good.
Yes, it feels really good.
Feels really good. And it takes a lot of emails to close those types of partnerships. And so, everybody's like, how do I grow my business? And the answer is simple. You find partners. And how do you find partners? You spend a whole bunch of time emailing those partners and there's no way around it. I mean, hiring somebody to do that role, it's a simple role to have somebody be your tour manager that once they get trained, they can do the research and the outreach and all the things and start to get those bookings in motion. But there's, I think Cynthia, 400 emails sent roughly and 40 signature workshops booked. I mean, we're going to do a deeper dive on that soon, but that's that is how we do this thing. And so when we're in that survival of like, I need this now, we're not thinking about later. And I was talking to a buddy of mine who's also an entrepreneur the other day. We were hanging out and we were just talking. It's like, the amount of time from closing the partnership to the partnership becoming like revenue generative can be a year. You know, this is stuff for Magic Kids. We got a bunch of these licensing partnerships that we established or started to close like a year ago, and their revenue starts to flow in this fall. And so if you want licensing deals that pay you a shit ton of money in the months coming up, you set yourself up. You're in a year from now, those will be revenue positive if you start doing outreach today. Same goes for signature workshops. It's like, yeah, you might book one in the next 2 to 3 months, but sometimes it takes people a little while to warm up to you before they're ready to purchase. And so as you build that relationship, even after the signature workshop, it might take another 3, 6, 9 months before somebody makes their first purchase in your ecosystem. And so outreach today, revenue next year, just to set everybody's expectations up on an even par. If you generate revenue ahead of that timeline, then that is phenomenal and you're doing great. But just to be realistic, if you're reaching out for licensing partnerships today, if you're reaching out for signature workshops today, you're looking at 12 months from now generating that revenue. Just to be honest. I mean, you might do it sooner, but just to expect it's 12 months from now that that revenue is going to be generating for you. So having these every 3 months, having these seasonal focuses is just setting yourself up for success. You know, it's like our ancestors, they worked their asses off from spring through summer so they could have a massive fall harvest so that they could work less in the winter and enjoy the hibernation season. And our businesses can function in that same sort of seasonal rhythm. I love to just like power down in the dark months so I can sleep more, think more, journal more, enjoy the rain, enjoy the fire, do some reading, and not stress so much. And so, if we can allow ourselves the space, and literally all of you could take a day or two and plan out a 12-month schedule. You spend like a full 2 days of just mapping out what you're going to do in the next 4 seasons, what needs to happen. You break that down into a master plan, and then it's the day to day rhythms of like, okay, here's my list to get ready for this next 3 month period, and here's the revenue opportunities I'm creating for myself. Revenue doesn't come to us easily as entrepreneurs. We create the opportunities. That is what an entrepreneur does is we see challenges, we find opportunities and solutions, and then we market those opportunities and solutions. And so hopefully this is landing home. Take a day or two, like a full day or two, wipe your schedule clean, get to the whiteboard. If you want, come to Salt Spring Island for 2.5 days and we will map out a 12-year plan. We'll get a ton of shit done and you will go home and you'll be like, I know my mission. I know exactly how I'm getting to the top of the mountain this year. I know how I'm going to double my revenue from last year and we'll just get it done. Or just do it yourself. Or find a crew of 3 or 4 people that you could just sit down and you're all doing it and you're all holding each other accountable. Whatever it is, this is June. Do it this month. Get your next 12 months planned. Spend at least a day doing it because summer's going to fly by. Before you know it, you're going to be in September and you're going to wish that you had a really successful revenue generating launch happening in September, October for one of your programs. And that planning actually starts 3 months ago, but it's not too late. If you act quickly, it's not too late. And so this is your time. The time's gonna fly by. So today, as soon as I'm done this rant, you're gonna schedule in a full day to map out your next 12 months of rhythms and launches, include in that hibernation, vacation, whatever you need to like fuel yourself up in the months that that happens. I always also like to take time in August because nobody wants to work in August. It's a good time to just like let your brain go free. So that's my rant today is get more in aligned with nature. Think about how your ancestors worked in the seasons and align your business in a similar sort of way. And I think you will feel a lot more ahead of the game if you can just take the time and space necessary to make a master plan of how these next 12s want to look. And obviously, not all the plans are going to work out. There's going to be pivots. There's going to be things that's like, oh shit, I was banking on that. And so include in that master schedule a plan B if things don't go as you hope for the revenue generating activities that you're setting yourself up for. And hopefully actually, I know for sure you do this exercise, and you'll be blown away. And don't do the plan fully on your laptop. Do it on paper first. Go out in nature. Go to a beach. Make it an adventure because that's what life is supposed to be is an adventure. That's what entrepreneurship is an adventure. So do your planning somewhere away from your computer, at least for the first half of the day while you're in the dreaming space. Connect to nature, make an offering to nature, ask yourself for a vision, make this a vision quest. And I'm sure you'll find the muse is going to open up and you're going to have all sorts of insights that you wouldn't have if you were just hammering your keyboard all day long. So that's my rant. I hope it's helpful. And it will be if you do the thing that I just said to do. Trust me. Or come to Salt Spring Island. Or let's gather a group of people and let's do a get shit done retreat here for a week and plan out our stuff and get a whole bunch of momentum going. I am open because it's more fun when we do this stuff together. The end and the beginning.